Recently in India, two young IT engineers who had promising careers ahead of them tragically died in a crash involving a luxury Porsche Taycan. But what happened next is even more shocking. The driver was a 17-year-old who was drunk and driving recklessly. And his punishment? Just a 300-word essay, thanks to his powerful family connections. Let's explore the chilling details and controversies surrounding Pune's Porsche crash case. On the night of May 18th, 2014, 24-year-olds Ashwini Costa and Anish Awadia headed to the Baller Club in Kalyani Nagar to party with friends. Meanwhile, at 10:40 p.m. that same night, a 17-year-old named Vendant and his 12 friends gathered at Cozy Pub in Mundwa to celebrate Vendant's 12th grade results. The party lasted until midnight when the pub stopped serving alcohol, and they left at 12:10 a.m. But they were undeterred, so they went to another club, named the Black Club. Despite being underage, they managed to get alcohol until 2 a.m. Both places served them, despite the legal drinking age in Maharashtra being 25. When they left the Black Club, they were heavily intoxicated. Vendant, without a license, insisted on driving his Porsche Taycan. Despite concerns from the driver, Vendant's family told the driver to let Vendant drive. Around 2:30 a.m., Anish and Ashwini were on a motorcycle, returning home. As they made a U-turn on Kalyani Nagar Airport Road, Vendant's speeding Porsche collided with the motorcycle. Eyewitnesses described a severe impact. Ashwini was thrown 20 feet into the air, while Anish was flung into a parked car. Both died instantly. Reports estimate the car's speed was between 160 and 200 kilometers per hour, and the driver was heavily drunk. The Porsche also hit another vehicle and crashed into a roadside railing. Bystanders rushed to the scene and pulled Vendant from the car. He faced intense questioning from the crowd and was handed over to the police. The crash video went viral on social media. Vendant was taken to the Yerwada police station. Anish's family received the news when one of his friends called his brother Devesh. The bodies of Anish and Ashwini were taken to the Sassoon Hospital mortuary. By 8:26 a.m. on May 19th, an FIR was filed against Vendant based on a complaint by Akib Mullah, a friend of the deceased. Shortly after the accident, local MLA Sunil Tingre and his personal assistant received over 30 calls from the teen's father between 2:30 a.m. and 3 a.m. Tingre, who represented the Vadgaon Sheri Assembly constituency in Pune, arrived at the Yerwada police station around 3 a.m. The reason for his visit remained unclear. When he didn't respond, the father went to Tingre's house and later joined him at the police station where the teen was being held. During this time, they ordered a burger and a Coke for the boy. For some reason, the inspectors did not communicate the accident's severity to their superiors and applied relatively mild sections of the Indian Penal Code against the juvenile. Under media scrutiny, Tingre defended his actions, saying he went to the police station as a responsible public representative because he had known the family for 30 years. He denied influencing the investigation or charges against the minor and insisted he hadn't contacted any police officer or politician to weaken the case. Soon after, a group of crime reporters gathered outside the Yerwada police station. They noticed the involved vehicles parked outside, along with two Mercedes-Benz cars. Curious, the reporters took photos and moved toward the main entrance. Suddenly, they saw a man in a safari suit coming out of one of the Mercedes cars, carrying several pizza boxes. Spotting the reporters, he quickly changed direction and headed to the back entrance. Inside, a teenager was sitting in Assistant Commissioner of Police Artie Bansodi's chair. The man handed him the pizza, and the teen began eating nonchalantly. The family even requested private cars to transport the minor to the Juvenile Justice Board instead of police vehicles, which was later rejected. So who is this teenager, and how influential is his family to eat food sitting in an officer's chair instead of being interrogated for killing 2 innocent people? Vendant comes from a very wealthy family. His father, Vishal Agarwal, owns Brahma Realty and Infrastructure, a prominent real estate firm in Pune. After a division of the family business, Vendant's grandfather and father retained the commercial and residential real estate division, valued at 600 crore rupees, which is around 73 million US dollars. In March 2012, their privately held company went public. They have developed 350 acres of land, provided homes for over 15,000 families, and built a grand hotel along with a resort and club in Mahabaleshwar. The teen was persistently questioned, but he initially remained silent. A few days later, he admitted to being drunk during the accident, claiming he had no memory of it. He was questioned for over an hour, from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., in the presence of his mother. Initially, the case was filed under death by negligence, implying someone died due to the accused's mistake, with a maximum punishment of 2 years imprisonment. But after reviewing CCTV footage showing high-speed driving and alcohol consumption, charges were upgraded to culpable homicide. Vendant's car didn't even have a number plate and was driven on Pune roads for 2 months without proper registration. Then police started arguing that the boy was not driving under the influence. The boy was taken to Sassoon General Hospital around 9 a.m. for a blood test, and the blood sample was collected around 11 a.m., which was over 8 hours after the accident. The blood test came back negative. The Maharashtra Medical Education Department appointed a 3-member committee to investigate irregularities in the teen's medical examination. And shockingly, it was found that the blood samples of the minor were switched with those of another person who had not consumed alcohol. The teen's original blood sample was discarded in a dustbin. A second blood test at a different hospital, along with DNA analysis, confirmed the samples were from 2 different people. Doctors at Sassoon Hospital had tampered with evidence to protect the teen. The doctor in charge and the teen's father exchanged numerous phone calls, and a hospital morgue staffer accepted bribes from the family. Dr. Ajay Tawari and Dr. Srihari Halnor from the hospital were arrested on May 27th for tampering with evidence. The Pune police also arrested the minor's mother for providing her blood sample instead of her son's. She claimed ignorance about why the doctors instructed her to do so. The minor's family also tried to bribe their driver to take the blame for the crash in return for cash. Initially, he agreed, but the police knew he wasn't driving and charged the minor instead. Then the family kidnapped the driver, confiscated his phone, and confined him in their bungalow. They turned away his worried wife the next day and promised her rewards if she convinced her husband to take the blame. He was held captive for 2 days until his wife and relatives rescued him. The 77-year-old patriarch, Surendra Agarwal, was accused of bribing and threatening the driver to take the blame. The police found previous FIRs against him for cheating, attempted murder, and criminal threats. Given his background, the police provided the driver with round-the-clock protection. On the afternoon of May 19th, the minor faced the Pune Juvenile Justice Board. The Pune police requested to try him as an adult and place him in a remand home. The board, with only 1 non-judicial member, rejected both appeals and granted the minor bail within 15 hours of his detention under specific conditions. The conditions required the minor to study rules and regulations, write a 300-word essay on the effects of road accidents, and undergo counseling and consultations. The police filed a review application to challenge the bail. Vendant, a privileged teen with a wealthy family and a Porsche at 17, seemingly has it all. And due to legal concepts like Dolienkapax, which recognizes that children below a certain age cannot be fully responsible for crimes, boys like him often escape the full consequences of their actions, using their advantages to slip through the cracks of justice. Anish Awadia and Ashwini Costa's dreams were shattered by their tragic deaths. Originally from Jabalpur, they both worked at an IT company in Pune, Anish as a business analyst and Ashwini as an IT analyst. Anish's maternal uncle expressed dissatisfaction with the police, feeling they were more focused on protecting the minor involved. The police intimidated and interrogated the couple's friends, focusing more on the relationship between Ashwini and Anish than on the actual investigation. In Jabalpur, Ashwini's mother, Mamata, is in shock, mourning her daughter instead of celebrating her wedding, which was supposed to take place in the near future. Ashwini, talented and full of dreams, left a void in her family. Her brother, Samprit, remembered her as a bright and independent woman who excelled in everything she pursued. She had plans to celebrate their father's birthday and organize his retirement party next month. And Savita Awadia, 150 kilometers away, struggled with questions about her son. Overwhelmed with grief, she lamented his loss and shared his aspirations to pursue an MBA and his lively, friendly nature. Anish had recently visited for an anniversary celebration and planned to return soon, promising his mother a gift. His father, Om Awadia, described him as a responsible son who took care of family responsibilities and stayed with his younger brother in Pune for support. The victims' families appealed to the Maharashtra government for justice and demanded a Supreme Court-monitored probe and trial, deeply dissatisfied with the handling of the case. They demanded that he be tried as an adult due to the severity of the crime, and they also criticized the bail granted to the teen driver, categorizing the incident as murder, not an accident. The news spread rapidly across the country. A drunk driving incident resulting in 2 deaths and a 300-word essay punishment. In response to the lenient bail granted to the minor, the Congress Youth Wing organized an essay competition near the accident spot. Over 100 participants wrote on topics like ill effects of alcohol and is this administration sleeping? And the entries were sent to the Home Minister and Pune Commissioner of Police. Citizens expressed their disbelief and anger on social media. As details of the case surfaced, protests erupted. In Kalyani Nagar, a solemn candlelight vigil was held at the scene of the tragedy on May 19th. Locals demanded action and urged the police to crack down on late-night pubs and clubs that contribute to such incidents. So on May 22nd, the Juvenile Justice Board modified its order, canceling the minor's bail and sending him to an observation home until June 5th, 2024. The decision on whether he can be tried as an adult is still pending. As public outcry intensified, the Pune police took decisive action on May 20th by filing a second FIR against the father and 4 others. Vishal Agarwal faced multiple charges, including child neglect and exposing a child to harm under the Juvenile Justice Act, allowing his underage son to drive under the Motor Vehicles Act, forgery, conspiracy, destruction of evidence, and cheating the government. Owners and managers of 2 pubs where the minor consumed alcohol were also charged under the Juvenile Justice Act. In court, the judge criticized the pubs for serving excessive alcohol, highlighting the need for change. On May 24th, 6 suspects, including the minor's father, his accomplices, and personnel from 2 restaurants, were granted 3 days police custody. A special court extended judicial custody for the father and 5 others until June 7th. Pune collector Suhas Diwasi ordered the immediate closure of cozy and black pubs, and the officials promptly sealed the pubs. The state Congress chief highlighted the broader issue of illegal pubs in Pune and Nagpur. Following the luxury car accident, authorities demolished 36 illegal pubs in Pune. However, similar incidents occurred in Nagpur and Jalgaon, where wealthy individuals driving drunk caused fatalities and received lenient punishment. Asim Sarodi, a lawyer involved in the case, stated that without the public outcry, the authorities might have swept the case under the rug. The community's outcry and these actions indicate a systemic issue with the operation of such establishments and the leniency often shown to affluent offenders. The Pune Porsche crash really highlights the dangers of letting minors drive and the ugly side of privilege. While there's a lot of worry that the teen might get off easy because of his family's wealth and connections, for 2 families in Madhya Pradesh, this case means endless pain and heartbreak, far beyond any legal debates or social issues. It exposes the deep-rooted corruption that often lets the rich escape justice, showing how badly we need systemic change to ensure accountability and fairness for everyone. Our heartfelt condolences go out to the families of Anish Awadia and Ashwini Costa. Their tragic loss should remind us all of the importance of justice and protecting everyone, no matter their background. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.